jump in. Okay, what is the deck and what does it do? This is Boros Bully. This is a aggro deck with a lot of value pieces that can go a little bit wide, sort of control the board. It's kind of like an aggressively slanted mid-range deck is probably a more accurate term to use for it, because it has a lot of tools at its disposal. Unlike regular aggro decks, it has ability to refill the hand if you start getting low. It has abilities to control the board if you're against other aggressive decks. It has the ability to grind out against other mid-range decks too. So I've split it up into sort of three main bits. We have the threats, we have the removal, and we have the value or tricks. So the threats, we have, first of all, 4 Thriving Inspector. This is one of my favorite 1-drops of all time. I love it. Absolutely love it. 1 mana, 1/2, ETB, make a clue, crack the clue, pay 2 mana, draw a card. Beautiful. Squadron Hawk, we've seen this in millions of decks, and it still sees play in Pauper. 2 mana, 1/1 flyer, enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 3 other Squadron Hawks, put them into your hand. Seeker of the Way, one of my favorite cards, and it was a somewhat recent downshift to Pauper. When I say somewhat, I mean it was in the last like 2 years. But this was originally, as you can see, printed in Tarkir block at Uncommon and was downshifted. It is a 2 mana 2/2 with prowess, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Seeker of the Way gains lifelink until end of turn, which is nice. Very, very, very key card for racing other aggressive decks, but not so powerful that it can run away with it, because again, it does still die to things like Lightning Bolt. So we also have 4 Battle Screech, a card recently printed into Modern through Modern Horizons. It's 4 mana, 2 white for a sorcery. Create 2 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying, and then flashback so you can cast it from the graveyard by tapping 3 untapped white creatures you control rather than paying mana. So this is really, really good. If you've say a Thriving Inspector on board and then you cast Battle Screech, you can then tap all 3, the 2 birds that you just put into play and the other creature, and make 2 more creatures. So it's essentially, basically, pretty much 4 mana for 4 1/1 flyers, which is great value. This is kind of the lingering souls of the format. We then also have 2 Guardian of the Guild Pact. This is a sweet deck specifically against monocolored decks, of which there are a lot in Pauper because the mana bases aren't perfect. So it's 4 mana for a 2/3. Seems terrible, right? But it has protection from multicolored. So that means if your opponent has all 1 color cards or creatures or removal or whatever it is, they can't touch it. This is an impenetrable wall or an unstoppable attacker, depending on what you need it for. So it is a fantastic card for this deck. We then also, because it is a white deck, we can run Palace Sentinels. 4 mana for a 2/4, human soldier, enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. So at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Then you can lose the monarch if you are attacked and have combat damage dealt to you by an opponent's creature. Then they become the monarch. Sort of like stealing the crown kind of thing, you know. There are our main creatures. You'll notice there's a little bit of graveyard synergy with Battle Screech, because you can flash it back from the graveyard. That's important to bear in mind for later on. In a removal, we have, like I pointed out earlier, 4 Lightning Bolt, because it's some of the most efficient removal ever printed. We also have 2 Flame Slash, because being able to deal with things with 4 toughness, like say Palace Sentinels on the opposing side, is pretty good. And then we have 1 Electricity, because if other decks want to try and go wide, we can overload this and, well, ruin their day, simply. Then we have 2 Journey to Nowhere, which are great, no questions asked, pieces of removal for any creature. Not many things have protection from white, so this works quite nicely in nearly every scenario that it's used. We also have Oblivion Ring. This is a little bit worse for the most part in Pauper than Journey to Nowhere, but it does deal with things like say like Prophetic Prism and stuff in the normal Boros Monarch decks or in Tron decks, so that you can cut them off colored mana, that kind of thing. It's quite nice. Journey to Nowhere, and Oblivion Ring, unlike the rest of our red removal, can actually deal with things like Gurmag Angler, which is quite important to do. Now, you've noticed that we will play a lot of creatures. We can play quite a few tokens and stuff. We can go quite wide. Now, we need to be able to leverage that to our advantage, and the way that we do that is it's sort of in a combo kill almost, and that is through Rally the Peasants. So we look to go wide, create a big old board, with a lot of flyers between the Squadron Hawks and the Battle Screeches and everything. Rally the Peasants will at instant speed give us +2/+0 for onto every creature until end of turn, and you can flash it back for 2 and a red. Now, conveniently, we're Boros colors. We can cast the front and the back. So, if you're in a late game, you're in a board stall, and you need to be able to punch through in the air or try and race them quickly, you can cast the front and the back in the same turn and give +4/+0 to all your creatures, which is gross, to be honest. Gross. We also then have Prismatic Strands, which is 2 and a white for an instant. Prevent all damage that sources of the color your choice would deal this turn. And you can flash it back by tapping an untapped white creature you control. So you can attack all in with everyone. And say against like a mono green stompy deck, you can attack with everyone. And then they block it up in such a way. And then all you have to do is, if this is in the bin, you just tap one of the creatures you didn't attack with, prevent all damage from green. And their creatures won't do anything, but yours still will. So this is fantastic for blowing out a lot of things. The fact is that we can cast the front and the back as well, which is fantastic. And again, another thing that has a little bit of graveyard synergy. And the reason why that is being brought up all the time is because in order for us to gain advantage in this kind of deck, we need to be able to get value from basically every card that we use. And there are in a way sort of virtual card advantage pieces in here that allows this to keep continuing its assault and continuing to refuel and re-engage. And that is with Faithless Looting, because look at it this way: you cast Faithless Looting, you draw 2 cards, and you discard 2 cards. If those 2 cards that you discarded were, say, a Prismatic Strands and a Battle Screech, you're getting value from them anyway, even though you're discarding them. So it is virtual card advantage. You will still get some use out of it, which is incredible. Absolutely incredible, because if you discard like that, like a Rally the Peasants and a Battle Screech or something, you can, for 3 mana, you can flash back Battle Screech and give them +2/+0 until end of turn. Like that's, they're perfectly fine spells to be cast in and of themselves, which means that you have used Faithless Looting to draw 2 cards, essentially keep 2 cards, and as a result you're down 1 card. So you've virtually net gained 3 cards, which it's pretty great. It doesn't seem all that good until you try it, and then you understand in practice how it works. Now on the sideboard, there's a lot of pretty simple, straightforward things here. We have Leave No Trace to destroy enchantment and each other enchantment that shares a color with it. It's really good against like the Bogles and that kind of thing. We also have Lone Missionary, which enters the battlefield. We gain 4 life. Fantastic against burn style decks. Not that we have a particularly bad matchup against them anyway, but we've Lumitard Field, because as we do go wide, we need to be able to protect our creatures from opposing Electricaries. A Lumitard Field does that very nicely, and if we don't need it, we can always just morph it for a 2/2 and then flip it out later on in the game whenever we need to do it, to try and we can do this to potentially blow out our opponent. If we play this as a morph and they continue on their way, and then later on in the game they go to overload an Electricary, we can flip this, give all our creatures +0/+1, and they won't die. We have another Electricary specifically against the likes of elves and that kind of thing, or potentially the mirror match. Gorilla Shaman is the one card that Affinity does not want to see, because for 1 mana you could destroy their lands basically. We then also have 1 Pyroblast, 3 Red Elemental Blast. Honestly, I don't know why people split these. I know that there is a difference between these two spells, and that is that Pyroblast is technically better than Red Elemental Blast, and the reason for that, and this is a niche thing, and to be honest, basically does not show up in Pauper at all, but more so in Legacy, and that is Red Elemental Blast says counter target blue spell or destroy target blue permanent. That's fine. It means you can only target blue things with it. However, with Pyroblast, it says counter target spell if it's blue and destroy target permanent if it's blue, which means you can target something that's white with this, or green, or whatever, or multicolored, or colorless. It won't destroy it and it won't counter it, but you can still cast it. And that little fringe thing is sometimes relevant. Not in Pauper though. I've never come across it myself, and I've played a lot. So, Baron Zaya, welcome along, friend. How you doing? And then finally, 1 Flaring Pain, because we hate Tron. And they play Fogs, so we need to make sure that we stop them from fogging to stop us from winning. So that's it. I am doing okay, Baronzaya. I am doing some Boros Bully. I picked this out because I was looking at the other aggro decks. There are plenty of good aggro decks in the format. Do not get me wrong. There are plenty of good ones. However, I don't know. I'm just not feeling very high on them at the moment. Not many of them anyway. Mono Green Stompy's real good, but I played that somewhat recently, and I kind of like to change things around, kind of a lot, you know. Almost that 1v1 IRL, bro. Nice. Have you seen the new Greenlight Fund details? No? Feel free to link me on any new stuff. I'd be happy to check it out. Greenlight Fund now open. Let me take a quick gander at this. Oh, this was today. Okay. Oh, I have seen the Greenlight Fund before. Not in this exact situation, but the fact that it's now got the go-ahead, that's good. That's good. Excellent stuff. What a creator make a series. You make. Yeah, it does look promising. It does look promising. I will have to look into it further. This looks like a stock badass hand, so I'm keeping it. It also extends to non-video format creators. Yeah, really? That's great. I did not know that bit. I did not know that bit at all. So that's good. That makes me feel better about it. June 4th, Core 21 is going to get its first presentation. How sure am I that this is going to ruin standard because it's Teferi based? Here's my big fear. Here's my big fear. There is going to be a Planeswalker, and I can feel it in my fingers. No, I can feel it really, really, really strongly. And it's because I fear it so much that I can tell that it's going to happen. There's going to be a Planeswalker that you can activate at instant speed, and it's going to be Teferi, and I'm going to hate it. I'm going to hate it. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. It's the next level of insult that they can do. It's the next level of insult that they can do. And yeah, I'm not. I can just tell. You know when you can just tell that something's gonna happen, and you're gonna. Oh, it's gonna be bad. That's how I feel right now. All right, I think I just want to lead on the Windscar Crag. Gain life. They'll bop me down to. Even if they have Rancor, I'll go down to like 17, and we'll be good. Slice novellas, cosplay, and more as iterations of content for funding. That's sweet. That's really sweet. That's finally some good fucking news. It's not even big news, but it's good. I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah. My fear for Core 21 is we're gonna get a Planeswalker that can be activated at instant speed, and my guess is, hold on, my guess, I'm gonna try and work it out. There's gonna be it's gonna be the rare one. No, it's not. It's gonna be the mythic rare one, and it's gonna be like 4 mana. So that it's typically perfect for. It's gonna be typically perfect for if you have there will be a period of time where 3 mana Teferi and new Planeswalker is going to be like on curve and in the same format at the same time. I know 4 mana Planeswalker. It seems like a crazy idea, but you know it might be a thing. Might be a thing. Absolutely busted. Okay, Draven Inspector seems garbage here now because well, have you seen the board? But I could see. I think I'm gonna go Seeker. The reason for it is because this is how I get back into this game. This is how I get into this game. This is the deck that I was considering running in place of Boros Bully, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. At least I have a lot of stuff that I can pitch away with Fateless Looting. Fateless Looting in this deck feels like Brainstorm does in Legacy. That's, I think, the closest analog I can find for this. Now I just have to fade a turn. Like, out of the 3 cards I have in hand, I just need one of them to not be a fight spell. And if it is a fight spell, then we're kind of borked. Okay, we got Solana Ledgewalker. Not a big deal. Good. But what I see happening is in standard, we're gonna have turn 2 or turn 3 Teferi, bounce a thing, draw a card. Then, you know, the next turn is gonna be tick up that Teferi, play another Teferi, plus to, like, I don't know, bounce a creature or something stupid like this, and then yeah, like, no, I can see bad things happening. Okay, this is kind of awkward because of the lack of red mana. I can try looting to get another red source. Seems risky, but actually I think it's okay. I think this is okay to do because we can pitch Prismatic Strands, which will actually allow us to get in. This, maybe we're not in as bad a position as I thought, actually. Now that I'm just sort of, you know when you play like a deck for the first time in a long time and you're like, I need to just get the patterns and the thing in my head, you know? There's a lot of lootings. I don't mind pitching 1 or 2. Yeah. Depending on what I draw, it's likely that I'm going to pitch a looting and a Strands. Okay, but we got a Garrison, which is not nothing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like that, and then I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to attack with Seeker of the Way, because if they want to trade 2 creatures for Seeker, I'm kind of okay with that. Specifically not playing Inspector so that they can see that I'm not trying to do some sort of trick on them. Basically just really reinforcing the fact that I'm offering the trade there. I'm going to play Thrabes, then I'm going to play Boros Garrison and bounce the planes to my hand. Yeah, Fateless Looting is one of the reasons why I think this deck is as good as people seemed to think it was, because it's such an elegant solution to being a more aggressive version of the Boros Monarch decks, while also not sacrificing any lack of like advantage or anything. Targeting Ledgewalker, yeah, that's gonna be a nightmare to deal with now. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. I can fade this entire turn by flashing back Prismatic Strands, but I want to see how they attack. If they flunge all in, then I don't really care. Yeah, no, not blocking, because power less than this can't be blocked. Yep, now I'm going to take this one. This is 7. Yeah, I'll be down to 9. That's not too bad. Okay, so this... Ooh, hello. Could do a bolt and a few things here, maybe. But I'd also like to try and leave them for next turn if possible. So I think... what I want to do is I want to play Seeker of the Way, a looting, and then pass the turn. So I'm going to do white. actually, what do I want to do exactly here? Yeah, I definitely want to get in, so I think I want to looting, get a bunch of this stuff on the thing here. Yeah. Okay, okay. 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 Planes we definitely don't need. And can pitch a battle Screech. That seems pretty good. Yeah. Let's pitch those. This is 3 untapped creatures, so at this point I actually think Traven Inspector is better than Bolt here. So like, remember, this is an aggro deck, and this is turn 4, and I've got a bunch of stuff out, some additional card draw, and a pile of removal still here. It feels pretty good. I'm going to cast Battle Screech pre-combat so that I get more damage in with Seeker of the Way and more life gained. Let's get a bunch of these triggers stacked up, hey? Now it looks like I'm leaving myself wide open here, but I can flash back to Prismatic Strands by tapping in an untapped white creature I control, which is going to be one of these birdies. So I'm pretty okay with this. Let's get in with Seeker of the Way. Boop. Major boops. They have a pump spell. That's fine. Oh, they don't. Oh, sweet. Cool. They just took something off the board. That's good for me. That's really good for me. Oh, that's really bad for me. Oh, that's that's not good. But they can't really attack either, because if they do, then they die. I think they might lose here. So no blockers. Flashback Strands by tapping a bird. I could have actually waited till their turn to do this, provided Okay, so let's just see what would have happened here. So they conceded anyway, right? They conceded. So if we draw a card for our turn, we draw a card. It's a Journey to Nowhere. So what we would have been able to do is Journey to Nowhere something. This would have given an additional 2 power on board. Then we would have Bolt Face. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We would have hit them for an exact 20 next turn. And we would have gained 10 life. Seems decent. So they actually hard quit. They didn't even do a rematch. So okay. That's cool, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot how good this deck is. There is a more mid-range version of this deck called Boros Monarch, and it's fine. It's a good deck. It's fine. It's one of the pillars of the format, but it just doesn't feel great to just be sitting there. So essentially what it does is, instead of using Fateless Looting and stuff to get value that way, it uses Core Skyfisher, which is 1 white for a 2/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you have to return a permanent you control to your hand. And that is usually Prophetic Prism or something similar, that is 2 mana artifact ETB draw card. And then it runs stuff like Galvanic Blast and all sorts of stuff like that. Just while we're waiting for an opponent to show up here, I'll actually just pull up a deck list to give a sample. Yeah, so it still runs Traven Inspector, still runs Palace Sentinels and stuff, still runs Lightning Bolt, a couple of Battle Screech, but it runs like Prophetic Prism and stuff, and then it uses Glint Hawk as well, as one of the early aggressors in the deck and stuff as well. No punts? Yeah, sort of. Sometimes. That's actually one of the first times that I've played it, the first game on stream and didn't lose. That's normally how these kind of games go. Is I normally get the first game in as a loss. Oh wow, they've just decided to also concede. Cool. Let's go back and make another game, I guess. It's getting some coffee into me. I woke up today. I was so tired. Holy hell. Yeah, 2-0 with the deck. It's literally unbeatable. I was so tired. I don't know what the story was, but honestly, I woke up and Leanne was like, "Do you have the corona now? You're all tired." I'm like, I hope not. I got up, I got some coffee, and I was fine. But I have never been that tired before in my life. Holy hell! Like I was. Do you ever wake up? Do you ever have like the flu or something, or just be really sick, and you can feel you're aware of your limbs, but you know they can't move no matter how hard you try. That's kind of how it felt. And I was like, oh my god, it's just the worst, the absolute worst. But like I feel better now, so like that's good. I'm convinced I just had like a terrible night's sleep or something like this. But I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna. This is an interesting one. I think I'm gonna put away the Pallet Sentinels, because it's not always good in every match. So let's play Windscar Craig. I'm gonna yield to this because I'll be doing it a couple of times. And pass it over. Trying to use them, but everything's just error coding. Yeah, pretty much. Like you're just like, I want to move, but my brain is telling me that I can't. So. Now it could be down to the fact that yesterday I went for a cycle for an hour and I haven't done that in a good while. But that could well be it. Oh, this is interesting. Is this mono white token? Oh no, is this Boros tokens? Ooh, if this is Boros tokens, I'm gonna be interested. The reason that I think it's Boros tokens, first of all, Soul's Attendant normally only when there's a lot of creatures entering the battlefield, so like now, but also artifact lands normally used with Kuldotha Rebirth, so otherwise there's not much point in putting in lands that are susceptible to artifact hate for no reason. So I'll be intrigued to see how this goes. Informed by your arm that movement is not doable. Yep, that's basically it right there. Okay, bouncing Windscar Crag, passing the turn. These bounce lands can be very, very handy as well. They have a mild synergy with Fateless Looting because sometimes you need extra cards to bounce back, and you only really need realistically like 4 mana to have this deck run on all cylinders. So if you end up having any more, you could just play a Boros Garrison, bounce one of your lands back, and then you're kind of just good to go. This is weird. Whenever an angel enters the battlefield when you control, you gain a life. But also whenever it enters the battlefield, you gain a life. Okay. And then this is also a Soul Sisters effect as well. Okay. I don't know where they're going with this. They're not doing a whole lot yet. But we'll see, I guess, what happens. I don't know what the... Okay, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play Seeker. Yeah, not really sure what they're doing. They're definitely doing some setup, but it seems slow. Like I'm having a slow start here. I'm definitely having a slow start here. Starting with top land, base land, top land. That's pretty bad. They seem to be all in on life gain. They must just really hate burn. Like, burn is very good in Pauper. There are times when it is tier 1, and sometimes tier 0. But I don't know. Seems excessive, we'll say. Honestly, I don't see much that I want to do here, so I think I just want to actually crack a clue. Sentinels kind of fine. Doesn't matter which one of these I do now. If I do Garrison, I suppose I'm not concerned about any kind of effects. And I don't need triple white next turn, so the Garrison's probably just a bit better. I'll return this to my hand and say go. Can't attack in because I don't really have anything I want to be doing with it just yet, but maybe next turn. Or actually next turn, next turn I can see being a Battle Screech turn for sure. What I could do is I can cast Battle Screech and then flash it back by tapping the two things and the Thraben Inspector, and then attack with the Seeker of the Way, which will make it a 4/4, I think. It should be reasonable, I suppose. Bolt kind of changes things, because the longer they stay around, the better for them. I guess we can O-ring Bolt attack. But realistically, like, there's not much point in trying to punch through now, because it's not like we're trying to kill them in the next turn or two. So, but if we play this, they're just going to gain another 8 life. We can recoup that with Rally the Peasants, I suppose. So yeah, I think I am just actually doing this. Yeah, this seems reasonable. Not great, because they're just going to gain a bunch of life, but like, what can you do? For some reason, I don't know why, I just, in my head, just suddenly became concerned that they might have a Mana Tithe. Don't know why. Don't know why at all, but there we go. Let's flash this back by tappa. I know this gives them a little more life. Oh, that's under their control. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. Then yeah, then we're not really at much of a loss here, to be honest. Next turn is going to be gross though, if we draw an untapped mana source. Otherwise, it'll just be real good, and then the next turn will be insane. But yeah. I'm willing to attack with the Seeker here. If they have a trick of some sort, I'm kind of okay with it. I don't think I'm going to be necessarily winning with the Seeker, but rather the bird tokens. So let's pass and see what happens. There's nothing I can think of that they could have. The post board, they might have Holy Light, which is, well, I want to say it's like 2 and a white, or 1 white possibly. Cycling Gilded Light, gaining Shroud until end of turn. What is this deck? This is just unburn. Like, it's this is crazy. Okay, that's a nice old draw. I think I'll play it. Actually, will I? I think I want to play Palace Sentinels, actually. Now that I think about it. Let's see. We will see. Palace Sentinels. Let's become the Monarch. Let's play Winsguard Crag. Let's gain some life. And then, yeah, I'm fine with just holding up a Bolt and just sort of playing it by ear. See what happens. Boop, 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 boop. At your face. It seems like whatever they're looking to do here, they're not doing it. If that makes sense. Cool. That's nice. That means we'll be able to play Rally the Peasants, flash it back, and bolt their face. That seems reasonable. Had I known I was going to draw a mountain there, might have played a Seeker at an earlier stage, but actually no, that wasn't possible. That's fine. Yeah, no, we're doing good. Impassioned Order, yeah, this is now definitely not concerning me at all. pretty comfortable with where we're at. So it's just no, it's just not. It's just not good. I'm gonna bolt one anyway. I know this. Like I'm just trying to be a little more mana efficient, but maybe it's not necessary. I suppose we'll have to see in this turn. But it's well, like you can make it like if aggro is a good thing at the time, it would be a very good call. Obviously because of the nature of it. Like there are tokens decks that go wide using that and stuff, and you can definitely leverage it to your advantage for sure. I just don't know if it's all that good, like at all ever. So hold on a second, let's see. We can make this 5 10 15 20 20. You know what? Yep. I tapped that weird, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because they're dead. They're effectively dead. Unless they have a Prismatic Strands. At which point, I guess it's probably better that I don't do anything except to just attack now and see what happens. For some reason they could have Prismatic Strands, but if they do, it's a bit of a blowout, but realistically, like, that's not going to save them for very long. So they have Strands mana up. That's my only concern. But like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Screw it. Screw it. Oh, what happened there? Did they actually just like quit out? I think they just quit out. Trapixium 1v1 IRL. Alright. Alright. Let's go, let's go. So opponent just being a bit salty, I'd imagine, but sure look. Sure look. Alright, Trapixium, what deck do you want to play against? Actually, what deck are you actually no, you know what? I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Just need to get a fight going. Happened to be a convenient time that we lost our opponent, so I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So the way that actually, to anybody that hasn't seen the 1v1 IRL before, in the way that I have it set up is, it says in the description, play against me on the deck that I'm playing, but you can't redeem it in the last 30 minutes of the stream, so you're within plenty of time. Thought we were just gonna fight? What do you mean? What do you mean? There are plenty of people on the internet that are looking for 1v1 fights. If you don't have a deck or anything, that's totally fine. I will still honor it the next time that you are able to play or want to. That is completely fine. Absolutely. It's not like it's non-transferable or anything mad like that. I'm gonna drink coffee. That is fine. That is fine. But like there will be times when I'll either be playing like because I do change games around and stuff all the time. I'll be playing like Pauper, or I'll be playing Pioneer, or sometimes Commander. It's rare, but it's there. Or like pretty much like whatever. So like, yeah, if there's any point where you're watching and there's a deck you want to play against, you just let me know, and I'll sort you out. I'm happy to do it. Happy to play some games. I appreciate the spending of channel points though. It's always fun. It's always fun. Well, I want to make sure you get your value from it, because, you know, channel points, you've earned those channel points. So you want to convert them into 6 sips of water? Oh god. Okay, sure. One. 2. 3. In case you're wondering, I am actually drinking this. 4. 5. 6. I'm nearly out now. Oh, the urge to burp very loudly there was huge. Hold on. Why did I rented this deck? Why did they give me snow covered and regular planes? Weirdos. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep this because, like, whatever. It's fine. Oh, I should have just spaced those out. Oh, what did I do that for? Oh. It's mad because I've actually barely drunk coffee in the last while. I've been trying to chill the fuck out on it, to be honest. Most days I won't even have any. I'll have a few cups of tea, but like, that'd be about it. I keep forgetting that tea to us is very different to tea to Americans. Tea to us is like breakfast tea. Like English breakfast tea. Okay, that's not what I wanted to draw, but you know what? It's fine. So I'm gonna play this. I'll go get 2 squaddies. Yeah, 2 squaddies is fine. We are likely against mono black control, and if we are, that is my favorite Pauper deck. Is my favorite Pauper deck, and it's weird, right? Because normally I'm like, let's play combo and tempo decks. It's the Pauper equivalent of Jund, and like, it couldn't be more different to the decks that I normally like playing. But I adore it. I don't know why. I just fucking adore it. It's so good. It's so nice. I love it. Kumaj Riches, yeah, that's what we're against. Let's go. American Tea is kind of trash. Yeah, yeah. There are very few teas that I actually like, but generally that kind of tea, like breakfasty tea and stuff, that's pretty good. Kind of like that. And Akuma's Riches is actually a beating for us because, well, these all die to it, but I can't sit here and do nothing. So I guess I should have tapped double planes for that instead of the mountain, because I could have bluffed a bolt, but we'll see. Let's get another squaddy. They don't do a whole lot, but we'll take them. Yeah, Kumba's Riches is a great card. You see this printing? The Magic Online only printing? I fucking want it in paper. But do they have it in paper? No, this is a Magic Online only promo. Have you seen the art? Seb McKinnon just killing it every goddamn time. Every time. How's he do it? I don't understand. I just don't understand. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. And it sees, this is the thing, sees literally 0 play anywhere else at all, in any format, except maybe in like Pauper Commander, or maybe Highlander, Canadian Highlander somewhere, but it like super fringe. But had a whole tea party for bad tea. Yeah, some of them are just so good, so good. The was it? It's not the Ash Barrens. There's there's an Evolving Wilds one I think that looks beautiful, as well. Yeah. A good player will never attack with this. Alright, cool. Yeah, just gonna go face instead. Time walk empty geoprinting, yeah. Okay, Seeker is fine. Now here's the thing: do I want to put down Guardian so that they will just have a big problem, or do I want to get out, say, like Battle Screech and just start to flood the board? I think I want to flood the board, and the reason for that is because they have edict effects. So if I was to play out Guardian of the Guild Pact, and then they were to tap this to kill the one Squadron Hawk, they can then just Chainer's Edict and kill it, and then that's like basically their only way to kill this. So yeah, I think Battle Screech is safer. Or is it better to double Hawk? Is this a double Hawk turn? No, it's a Battle Screech turn. It's a Battle Screech turn. Just like Lingering Souls is like an absolute beating against Jund. In Modern, this is the way to do it, I think. But we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. They're gonna have to ping a lot of times in order to get these birds out of the way, so hopefully they don't have like land crypt rats. That would kill us here. Actually kill us. But Chittering Rats kind of sucks, but I'll take it. I'll take a squaddy, I guess. Put that back on top of my library. Kill a thing. Okay, kill face. And then yeah. So as long as I can put out more than one creature a turn, I'm kind of fine. For now. Because it means that they can't keep up with Kumbaj Witches. So that tells me that I should be going So I could, if I rally the peasants now and attack in, that's 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, actually, I think that's just the line. Let's just rally the peasants. Go to combat. Boop, 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 boop. I'm an aggro deck. I need to start acting like it. Let's go. Let's go. Take 12 in the air. Now they have to kill multiple things or they're dead this turn. They have to kill 3 creatures or they die. And that's with nothing else in hand that they're aware of. Because I can just flash this back. Okay, okay. Actually, they have to kill everything. They have to kill everything. Because if they tap this Kumbaj Witches to hit one of these and then kill, that also doesn't work. So, yeah, time to go to combat. Hey, Ozzy, welcome along. Welcome along. Alright, so they have a defile. That's fine. That's no big deal. And another defile. Again, not really a big deal. Another one? Wow. Alright, well they've definitely stymied my my game plan here anyway. Definitely got that done. Okay, so now what I have to work out is, do I want to go Squadron Hawk Seeker the way, or do I want to go Squadron Hawk? I think I want to double Squadron Hawk. Yeah, let's double Squadron Hawk. Make them burn their removal on the bad creatures. Hey, you happy smasher, welcome along. How y'all doing? Yes, if we do this, then they have to use Kuma's Rich's ping here. I can ping their face. That means I have to have another removal spell for the other Squadron Hawk because it'll die to Rally the Peasants otherwise. Yeah, we're in a real good spot, I think. Really, really good spot. They have to have good removal and stuff, but they can have it, so... like, we're not out of the woods, but the deck can definitely pull ahead here if it wanted to, if it gave the right draws. Journey to Nowhere. That forces some action, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to combat. One to their face. Yep. They have a removal spell. Something big. Unmake. Wow. Wow. Alright. They got it. That's fine though. Oh. Wait, hold on. No, I wanted to play some spells. Why is it on my end step now? Ah, here. Alright, well, that was a major bummer there. That should not have been what happened, but goddamn, that sucks. That was not supposed to happen. Not at all supposed to happen. I was supposed to have a Secret of the Way out there. A Secret of the Way and a Journey to Nowhere, so I should actually only be taking 2 here instead of 6, but cool. I think that's actually killed me. Well, that sucks. Okay, well, let's get this down. And let's get this down on... We have to kill one of the 2 power things. Actually, do we? Yeah, we do. Okay. Let's take a rat. And hope that we survive a turn. If they have a removal spell, we're dead. But, like... Yeah, that was unfortunate. Why... This has happened a couple of times, not only to myself, but to a couple of streamers. Like, actually on stream, had this happen.
What had happened?
It just skipped through my second main phase. Like, I have my finger sitting on the pass priority button, but it's definitely not, it has not depressed it at all. So, at least not to my knowledge.
Depressed it.
Should I block here? Yes, definitely.
Just waddled by the screen there.
I need them not to have another creature. Thorn. Yep, cool. All right, they've pulled through. They have pulled through. I don't think we can beat this. Yeah, we're gonna need... This is very rough. Because on end step, they can ping us. Put them to 1. Okay. If I play Seeker, I'll be training with the Chittering Rats and 2 will come through. That's not good enough. Actually, it is actually potentially the only way out. Potentially the only way out. So let's try it. The reason I say this, they could end step ping. Okay, well they should have end step ping. But we'll see. Yeah, Gary will do it. Gary will do it. What I was gonna say there is that the thing that would have worked there is if they attacked in with everything, then they could have on end step pinged me with Kumbaj Witches, put me to 2, untap, attacked with everything, including the Kumbaj Witches, so that they couldn't get repinged to negative, or to 0. Which meant that this was 3 damage coming through, and another here is 4, which meant that I would have had to block one of these, and it would have had to have been Chittering Rats. And then the only way in order to stay alive then would be to cast or flashback rally the peasants, to give this lifelink and trade with something, or not trade with something, it would have bounced off. But we needed them to basically not have a Gary. So, alright, so what do we fear in this match? Honestly, I think we're kind of good. Like Lumathread Field. That's about it. That's about it. The things that are not good against my opponent, Electrickery is not great. And what else is not very good here? These are great. This is actually pretty decent for our side. I would consider pulling Monarch stuff out on their side, mostly because we have more creatures, but because we have more creatures, we're kind of happy to have it. Squadron Hawk's nice value. Faint Assuming is good value. I'm gonna just pull the O-ring, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, because all the rest is just, well, yeah. Yeah, no, none of their creatures are particularly good, so it's fine. Our creatures are able to sort of go literally over them. They all fly, so yes, I'd love to take the play. Okay, so double Battle Screech and Bolt seems like a bad hand to keep. We're an aggressive deck. This doesn't look or act like an aggressive hand, so let's mull. We've 1 land, 2 lands, Fateless Looting, and Strands Hawk Screech. This is good. This is a very good hand. I'm going to keep this. And this is going to sound weird, but I might risk dropping a land, potentially, because the looting gives us 2 more looks. And Seeker is a good card. Does it really matter in this matchup, though? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it does. Maybe it does matter. Squadron Hawk is our card advantage. These will be our card advantage as well. Actually, maybe Strands just isn't that good here. Yeah, Strands ain't good. Let's go with that. Squadron Hawk should help like mitigate the effects of the mulligan after just 1 turn, so that's pretty good. Or 1 casting. It'll be turn 3 by the time we're playing it, I'd say. Winchcaw Crag. I will yield to this and then pass the turn. Ah, the old term 1 Witch's Cottage. Okay. I think I'm good to pitch both Battle Screeches and then Windscar Crag and pass turn. So we've 3 spells we can cast in the graveyard and 4 cards in hand. We've a virtual 7, basically. So kind of looking alright. Grand scheme of things. I want to try and hold off on playing Squadron Hawk until I can remove Kumbaj Witches. So I think what I want to do here is I'm going to cycle Ash Barrens, get a Plains, play a Plains, play a Seeker of the Way, and pass the turn. I think that's fine. The file, sure, yep. Yep, better off respecting it. It is one of our best creatures in this matchup, so it's not ridiculous to do. Okay, planes. Okay, so here's my problem. So I'm gonna journey to nowhere. I was gonna Guardian of the Guild Pact, but they do have edicts. They probably have taken a couple of edicts out, but realistically, I need to respect the fact that they have them. So I'm gonna cast Squaddy. Use Squaddy's ability. Let's go and get 1, 2, 3. Let's get 3 into my hand. Come on now. Get that third one. There we go. Magic Online is chunking away here. Yep. And then we pass over. If they killed this one, it's fine. It's no big deal, really. If they don't, though, it means we get the Squadron Hawk, Flashback, Battle Screech. That's pretty good. Squaddy. Need to be aware that they could have Pestilence. That's usually a sideboard card with these kinds of decks. So we just need to be aware that that could happen. So let's see what we can do here. Click, click, click. Get some Battle Screech going on. And then I think we're kind of good. We have 5 creatures on board. Sure, they can probably take them out with one activation of Pestilence or Crypt Rats or Shrivel or anything. Fields Crypt Rats. Fraction Rager, excellent. That's really good for us because, well, unless they have exactly Shrivel, then or Nausea, then we shouldn't be able to lose our creatures this turn. Hopefully, this is good. This is very good. Yeah. Okay, so I think. Ooh, Leanne's got me tea. Thank you very much. My concern is I might want to cast this Battle Screech if they're digging for answers. So I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, let's do this. We can get in for 2 now, that's fine. The reason I did it like this instead of attacking with 2 and then post combat flashing back with these 3 is that if they got the read off that and killed one of these, it means I wouldn't have been able to cast it. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't get sort of screwed over there. Here I think we just play one of our best cards in the matchup, I think. So now they're going to have to wipe the board and then Edict, which reduces the number of potential hand combinations that they could have that could deal with this. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Chittering Rats. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Fateless Looting in our bin is probably what's going to be used next turn, so it's going to help us sort of churn through. So it doesn't matter what we put on top. Now we need to be aware of the 2 and a black instant from Ikoria that says creatures your opponent's control get -1/-1 until the end of turn and has cycling for 2. I can't remember the exact name of it, but that is something we need to be aware of because, well, it is a thing. Because it's also instant speed, so we need to be sure of what we're doing. So, I'm doing this pre-combat in case I get other stuff that I want. So I'm going to pitch the Mountain and Garrison because I don't think I need more land right now. But what I can do is I can attack with all. Get in there. They can't block any of it, so if they have spot removal, they're going to have to use it now. This is looking okay. This is not looking terrible. They could untap and then go Gary, and then untap again and go Gary again, but I don't think that gets them out of this. I think it just delays the inevitable at that point. They need a sweeper. Well, at least they know that they should attack with everything, so that's something. Okay, yeah, they have a Gary. That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm going to bolt upstairs. End of turn. Brings them to 8. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You'd have to have 1 or 2 more pieces of spot removal in their hand that are 1 mana. And kill 1 or 2 birds in order to, well, just survive, keep afloat. Yeah, let's go combat. Echoing Decay. Oh, that was a reason to keep the lightning bolt. Okay, because I could have bolted that one creature. So yeah, they did have an out. It's still just treading water, sorry. It's still just treading water, but I mean, they're taking 5 here. They're dead to another bolt. We could potentially lose if there's another Gary, to be perfectly honest. I think I need to fluting here. And I'm going to pitch the Hawk and the Sentinels, because I think I want to try and find a bolt here if I can. There it is. Yeah, let's pitch this and pitch this. Play this. Bolt. Dunzo Hunzo. Haha! Nice. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. It has the reach. It's got the reach there. Yeah, I'm good to run it back. This seems fine. Seems fine. The only reason to kill their creatures is to reduce Gary's ability, but honestly, like, by the time they're playing Gary, you should be pretty much killing them. So it's one of those ones that it's sort of on the line. It's kind of on the line because you're like, I know that I need to respect Gary and like accept the fact that if that lands, there's a very real chance that I die. However, you should normally be killing them around the time that it lands anyway. So if it landed usually the turn before you killed something, then it would probably matter more, and I would definitely bring in or have things in the sideboard anyway that would deal with things like that. But as in like more creature removal so that it minimizes the devotion that's attached to it. But yeah, it's a weird one. It's a real weird one. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to turn on the fan behind me here because it is, despite the fact that it's not a particularly sunny day here, it is still real warm for us. So 1 second. Oh, I feel better. Alright, do we keep 3 bolts and a dude? Not in this deck. This is certainly a better hand. Honestly, here is probably where I pitch the bolt. Because I don't care a whole lot for killing their creatures. This is such a weird card. I like it. Actually, hold on. Is this? Do I have this? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. In case anyone was wondering if I like this deck or not. Just a moment. I'm gonna play this and pass the turn. I'm gonna show you very quickly, in case anyone was wondering, do I like this deck? There it is. Have it here, literally on my table, playing with it. So yeah, it's fun. It's real good. Can you stop having turn 2 Kumbaj Witches every game, and then after I bought him a bolt, like one time? One time. This is such a fun deck. Both sides here have a fun deck. Nothing. I'm gonna say this. Nothing feels worse than having a Squadron Hawk in hand and then naturally drawing another one. God damn it. Feels horrible. Tut tut tut. I've also got Mono Black here somewhere. Hold on. Is this it? Nope. That's Orzhov. It's here somewhere. Wrench Mind. Oof, my brain. I guess Battle Screech and I don't know if this is good against us or not, but hey, we'll try it, I guess. I can pitch one Hawk. That's fine. Worth noting here, the trick with Kumbaj Witches, if you're against a 2/2 and you block with Kumbaj Witches, before damage you can tap and deal 1 damage to it. Like, it'll basically trade off with a 2/2. Okay, yeah, I'm going with Lumathread Field here now. They cannot deal with an enchantment. Pretty much at all. Farika's Libation is a thing from Theros Beyond Death, but realistically, I don't think I'm too concerned with it. Kumbaj Witches now doesn't do anything against this, which is very nice. Now, what is the importance of me having 4 mana next turn? What can I draw? I think it's better. I think the 4 mana, the potential of 4 mana next turn is more important than the 1 life on this. So I'm gonna play this and return the Mountain. We need to see what they can do here. Us having all of our Squadron Hawks deal or have 2 toughness now is really good, like really good. So they're gonna have to spend actual proper removal on it, which is quite nice. I think this coming turn I'm going to play Mountain, Squadron Hawk, Flashback Battle Screech. Oh, that's rough as toast, brother. What's going on here? I think I have to pitch Tradement Inspector and Mountain. Honestly, as weird as that sounds, I need an untapped mana source off the top in order for this turn to be good. But I think it's worth it. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? That was painful. That was really painful. Untap source. No, damn it. Okay. Dang. Okay. I was gonna play a Seeker. Yeah, not a fantastic turn. Not the turn I wanted to have. I was honestly just not expecting discard post board. I mean, I can see them bringing in, if they're bringing in discard like that, I could see them having Graveyard Hate too, which is reasonable, especially considering their point removal is kind of garbage against us in general. So maybe, I don't know. It's weird, but I feel like they have. I think I know what they have. I think they have Defile. And the reason I think they have Defile is because they're not doing anything with this right now. So what I think they might be trying to do is, because they're short on lands, they might have spotted the line that if they've only got 2 swamps here, Defile gives -2/-2, and this will give the 3rd point of damage to kill off one of these. So yeah, this is actually really good. Alright, let's go to combat. Attack with all creatures. This is risky, but I'm gonna do it. We're running low on time actually because, like, typical me, I've been talking too much. Yeah, so I feel like they definitely have it here. So, excuse me. Yeah, defile incoming. Absolute bang of it off it. Yep, there you go. There it is. Kills this one. Yep. I should have trusted my instinct on that one. I should have trusted my instinct, but I didn't. Yeah, that's really rough. Yeah, now this Seeker is wide open this turn. Yep. No, I made some bad choices there. They could very easily just kill it again now. Yeah, Echoing Decay, smack it with Kumbaj Witches. Yep. Well, that was a huge mistake on my part. I didn't trust myself. That was the problem there. Had I trusted my read, I would have 100%. Yeah, this is not a good thing either. Because we're down a creature now, this isn't gonna do what I wanted to. But hey, let's go get the two squaddies, I guess, right? I said the two of them. There we go. Play this out. Say no thanks. Pass the turn. Off we go. Crypt Rats. Yeah, that's a beating. That's a massive beating. Okay. Sure. That's a really good draw. Let's attack because, well, we can't do anything else. They have to fire off Crypt Rats for 2, which puts them to 6, which means that Guardian of the Guild Pact is a 3-turn clock by itself. Which means that in order for me to get blown out this turn, they have to go Swamp, activate Crypt Rats for 2, Chainer's Edict. I don't see that happening. I don't believe that they have it. If they had it, they would have used stuff on. That's kind of a pain, but can't do much about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to combat. Get in there. The longer they spend not wiping the board, the closer to death they get. So, yeah, I'm very okay with this. They now have to activate it, or they lose. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. They have to activate it for 2 and play a swamp and get a Chainer's Edict and do it in that order, I think. Possibly. This seems like a I've lost the game flunge, but I'll take it. Yeah, discard didn't feel particularly powerful against me. It was a pain in the ass and it slowed me down, but it didn't feel all that bad, really. I'd like to see more cards like Squadron Hawk that are, like, you know, reasonably efficiently costed. That are, you know, kind of cool like that. I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. Let's make a new game. At some point again in the near future, I will probably be playing with Mono Black Control again because I just love it. I just love it. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, but it feels just good. Everything you play is valuable. Unless removal is bad, then the deck is decent. And yeah, like it does sort of half die to Tron, but if you have a very powerful sideboard for that matchup, then you're actually pretty okay. Not favored, but okay. Generally speaking, you're 100% right, Baron Zaya. That's why this card doesn't do well against aggro, because it'll just empty the hand real quick. But one of the things that makes it, this is kind of a mull to 6 already. I think I'll mull this. Well, that was a mistake. But one of the reasons why it's particularly not good here is that we run Faithless Looting specifically because we can discard cards and still get value from them. Even if we weren't an aggro deck and we were more mid-range, like I would still be like, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to pitch a mountain because double white's more important than double red. But yeah, like it kind of yeah, like I think it's just bad on all fronts, both with what you said and what I was saying. Yeah, it just, like, why why run it? The reason mono black has discard in the sideboard is because when you're playing against decks like Tron, you can just strip their hand, and if they're left on top decks, you've creatures. They've got like pseudo combo pieces, and there's not a whole lot they can do, you know. I'm happy to fire this journey off on a Delver here. Or am I? Am I? Hawk is not bad. But you know what? I think I'll just stick to my guns here. I know adapting is usually the better option, but I think it's just worth getting rid of the Delver. I think we have a reasonable Delver matchup anyway, so I don't think I'm like too worried. But come on, mid-range decks can really fall apart to hand disruption. Yeah, well, mid-range decks are a little bit better because the cards that they draw quality-wise are generally higher than most decks. But yeah, when it comes to, like, you know, if I was playing something like fucking Pedal Festival or something, and like you just strip my hand bare, I'm like, well, what do I do? But the thing is, the vast majority of the decks in Pauper are creature based, so that's why, generally speaking, mono black control is actually pretty decent. And people seem to think that it has a really bad matchup against like Boros Monarch and stuff, but I personally, now maybe it's down to the way that I'm building it, or I'm just better at the deck or something, but with the amount that I've done with that deck, I've never had a problem with that deck at all. Which, so I don't know. I could be just building it differently or something that it feels pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird, like, but the thing about mono black control is you can really tweak it to suit. Like the way mine is built is, where is it actually? I think this is it here. Yeah, I think it is. Hold on now, I'll pull it out. The way that it's built, okay, they're brainstorm, so they're probably, if they've Delver, could be blue-black Delver. It's likely blue-black Delver, actually, now that I think about it. It's quite popular recently. The way I have it built is I have the usual stuff, so I have like the Chittering Rats and all that kind of stuff, and Torn the Black Rose, Sign in Blood, Defile, Gary, Kumbaj Witches. There are some flex slots. There are some flex slots for sure. One of the ones that I run, sometimes people run Unearth, sometimes people run the newer card Omen of the Dead, which is like the Raise Dead effect that has the Scry ability attached, and also adds Devotion for Gary, which I think is quite nice. You've also got, yeah, I've got like one main deck Freaka's Libation, so I can make them sacrifice a creature or enchantment at instant speed, which can be quite good. There's a bunch of stuff, you know, that can be decent. I'm going to play Squadron Hawk. If they want to counter this is actually a reasonable counter target, but if they don't want to, that's fine. I haven't been convinced by it yet, but I'm running one Mogus's Favor, which again is an enchantment, so it gets It gets extra devotion onto the field, but it's it's an aura that says enchanted creature gets +2/-1, so you can either make your creature bigger or kill 1 toughness creatures on your opponent's side, and you can escape it for 2 and a black and exile 2 other cards, which is real easy to do. But I also have 1 Tendrils of Corruption in there, which is sort of like a hedge against like more burn style decks and stuff, which is deal X damage to target creature and gain X life or X the number of swamps you control. Yeah, that's kind of it. I've like a Divest or 2 in there as well, and an Akiba Gang Shinobi. So I do actually have some main deck discard as well. But it's a really, really fun deck, and it's very customizable like that. It's only really properly bad against the likes of like Tron and stuff. And if you're against like Delver decks and stuff, it can be kind of awkward when you're trying to resolve a Gary and they're sitting there with a counterspell up, and you're like, well, how do I deal with this? You know, but yeah, you have enough removal to deal with the threats, so it can end up being reasonably even. So jeez, they're brainstorming like crazy. Desperate to find some answers here. Squadron Hawk's ability? Nah, I'm good. I'm just pass it over. This is another deck on our opponent's side there. This is another deck that, for the most part, we should have a pretty good time. Unless they draw, like I said before, we were playing this last week, and the card that would do it for us here would be, what's it called again? I keep forgetting the name of it. Let me bring it up here. Sorry. It's from Ikoria. It is black, instant, legal in Pauper, and CMC is not 4, it's 3, and the set is Ikoria, like I said. Let's do a search. Where the hell? Suffocating Fumes. That's the one. 2 and a black, instant. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until the end of turn. And cycling 2. I'm just gonna go to combat, I think. But yeah, that's really, really good. Oh, you're so nervous. You just finished the project. Nice. You can have a chat with your bosses, informal chat, but you're still nervous. Big reason not being chatty as usual. You got this. I believe in you. For sure. For sure. Oh, they anticipate now? Oh, that's like the best time they could have anticipated. I'm getting the Guardian of the Guild Pact out, like right now. No, for real though, like I know that like me just being like, oh, don't worry about it, you'd be cool, is the same as like telling someone that's crying to stop crying. Like that, you can't just like, hey, you stop feeling feelings. Like it doesn't work. But you know, just know that I can. Like I'm there for it. I believe in it. I believe in you. It's going to be a great conversation. You just hate premeditated chats. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. For sure. You like my hey you stop feeling feelings thing? Hey you stop feeling feelings. Blind flip Delver, they always do. No, haha, wrecked. Excited to show off what you've done. I'm excited to watch it or look at it. I don't know the proper terminology anymore. I'm just excited to witness it. There we go. Germangler. That's fine. I'm not concerned about this. Watch is good. Awesome. Watch is good. Alright, I think I'm just gonna force some interaction here. I can tell you're on mobile because you capitalized LAN as in like it's a local area network. It does that to my phone all the time. Oh, you just said shit. I saw that like the second I said it. Yeah. 100%. All right, let's get Seeker the way out. This is gonna get a counter spell if they have one. No. Ooh. All right, cool. Sideways. Sideways, please. You're on PC2, your hard time. I know the way. I know the way. So they're dead, basically. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing it well, from what I can see. Like, the Rally the Peasants in hand here represents an additional 4 power per creature. So we're looking at 24 power plus whatever's already on board, which is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We could be attacking for 34 this turn. Just you know, in case anybody was unsure as to whether this was an aggressive deck or not. We could be swinging if resolves. We're attacking for 34. So yeah. Oh, opponent, I hope you tap out. I really hope you tap out. Even if we just resolve this once, we're good. So I'm very confident in what we got going. They have to have like double dispel here, basically, or they could have like no, prohibit doesn't work. Mana leak maybe. Like Force Spike doesn't do it. Yeah, no, I think they're actually in a lot of trouble here. Yeah, no blocks. No, none whatsoever. Welp, that's a way to refuel anyway, so that's good. Let's go to combat. Perhaps. Let's get in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 power coming in as is. Terror. Non-artifact, non-black creature can't be regenerated. So with regeneration aside, you're better off with Doomblade. Okay. You gonna concede? You gonna concede? I'm just gonna do it. Screw it. Got 2 mana open. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? 5, 10, 15, 20. It's 26 damage. They've no they're not blocking. What are you? Oh, nice one. Nice one. This deck feels great. Not gonna lie, this deck feels beautiful. Now, let's get 4 1-mana perfect counters to basically everything in their deck. Let's bring in the Lumithrite Fields because they will no doubt be bringing in some form of sweeper. Don't need Low Missionary, don't need Flaring Pain, Gorilla Shaman, Electricity, no, none of that. That's all good. What we could take out though, Flame Slash seems like it wouldn't really hit a whole lot. Oblivion Ring hits anglers and stuff as well as Journey to Nowhere. Flame Slash, while good, not quite as good as Bolt because it doesn't go face and only hits creatures, but doesn't hit any creatures other than the ones that Bolt already hits. As in, Flame Slash doesn't kill Angler, so it's probably just not worth having in the deck. Then I don't think we want the Monarch in this matchup. I think we just want to be aggressive. So I'm going to cut that. And we gotta cut two more. Two more. I think we can cut a Prismatic Strands. And I think we can cut the Electrickery. Yeah, seems reasonable. I don't think I sideboard anything perfectly ever, but I get like 80% of the way there, you know what I mean? I get the obvious ones. This hand looks... I don't know. This hand does not look aggressive. No, everything about this hand is just really awkward. I can't use this to cast anything on turn 1 or 2 before bouncing with this, so I think it is a mulligan. We're on the draw. Is that worth the risk? No. Okay, let's keep this. Let's get rid of Garrison and Plains, actually, I think. This looks like a pretty safe 5 card hand, I think. I think what I want to do here is I want to lead on Windscar Crag and get the Squadron Hawk down if I can. Get that down sooner than later, I think. I could have kept double Plains because of the low red count in the deck. I could have gone double Plains and then played Traven Inspector into Squadron Hawk, which might have been worth it, maybe. Hard to tell. I do not trust this, so I'm going to play double Traven Inspector instead. They're considering it. And I tapped it specifically like this so that I'm representing a Pyroblast. It would probably be in their interest to counter this, because they're not. If they don't, they're basically just they're time walking themselves. As mad as that sounds, they are actually spending their turn doing nothing, unless they're gonna cast something here at instant speed. In which case, that's fine. They do run Anticipate, which I find to be weird because it's a suboptimal card. They could just run. What's the version that looks at 4 cards instead of 3? What's a good read? You time walked yourself. Get wrecked. Yeah, because I could tell that like if they're in any way decent, right? If they're in any way decent player, if they saw me playing Squadron Hawk, right? They will see that my multi-5 will be mitigated by the Squadron Hawk because I will draw 3 cards off it. Now, granted, those 3 cards are 2-mana 1/1 flyers, but they're still 3 cards, which means that my entire downside has been completely negated for going down to 5 cards. So it would be 100% a prime counterspell target. But countering a Thraben Inspector, like even if you do that, you're down because you're down. Like I'm down 1 card and they're down 1 card, but they're down on mana because they spent more to do it. So it just seems smart. This is probably as good a place as ever that I can get to. Like I know I'm open to a Force Spike here, but not many of the lists run it, especially the Dimir versions. So yeah, someone time walked themselves. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? My main concern now is, actually getting anywhere in terms of lands. 2 lands off the top would be beautiful. But I guess we'll see. Okay, they're doing an old blockaroo. You're thinking of a gas Teferi meme and you can't. If you got one, I'll take it. If you got one, I'll take it. I'm calling it now though. I'm calling it now though. On Teferi. I saw the Teferi art. It does look cool. On Teferi, they are gonna have 3 Teferis. I know they are. And the mythic one is going to be like 4 mana, and they can activate their abilities at instant speed. I just know it. I just know it. You know what? See, they're not gonna stop at like, oh, tick up, because you know, tick up allows you to play sorceries at instant speed, and also the static says that your opponent can't play at instant speed. They're not gonna stop there. They're not going to stop there at all, despite the massively, overwhelmingly negative response that they received for 3 mana Teferi. There's no way. There's no way. They're definitely going to push the boat that little bit further, and just throw out this one that has like activated abilities at instant speed. It's gonna suck. Here I'm good with the fluting. However, if they counter this, is real bad for us. They did not. Oh, that's good. Okay, go away, Battle Screech, and go away, Rally the Peasants. There's a thing on tomorrow, isn't there? That's what I'm thinking. Passive, and the thing is, they're gonna put it on a freaking stupid cost. Like they're gonna put it on like a 4 mana Planeswalker or something. I don't think they'll put it on 3 mana Planeswalker, and the reason I say that is because I fully expect them to be able to be like, oh lol, you can curve from baby Teferi into this Teferi and make everyone's life hell. That's kind of how I feel on it. I'm going to return the planes instead of this. My reasoning for this is because I will then have guaranteed 4 mana next turn. So yeah, just give us, like, make fun Planeswalkers, like make them good, make them strong, but don't make them so that they're bloody broken. Like, honestly, I would actually like to see a creature Teferi, like a small one, but like with something cool, you know, like a Venture style effect or something, you know, like 3 mana flash, 3 mana flash 1/2 or something. That, you know, when it enters the battlefield, exile target creature you control. You may cast that creature without paying its mana cost, or something like phasing, but like they wouldn't bring back phasing because that was weird and confused everybody. But like I think that would be a cool design. You know, like 1 blue 1/2 flash. But have it instead of having an Adventure effect, because remember we have like Thassa's Oracle and stuff, or not Thassa's Oracle, we have Thassa in the standard, so be able to keep flickering it and bouncing your opponent's lands. That would be gross and unfair and not nice. As much as I would probably like to do it myself, it would result in a shitty format again. So I think like something like that, like return Release to the Wind. Look up the card Release to the Wind. Release to the Wind. No, not Release. Release to the Wind. Wait, what is going on here? Magic Online has ended your game on turn 5 in a draw. Why? Oh. The system is restarting the server as part of ongoing maintenance. Your current match game will draw and should start sideboarding shortly. Huh, okay, cool. Cool. Well, alright then. Cool. Yeah, no, that didn't matter at all to me. What the hell? Narrow Mayhem's best friend. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to have just fun weird stuff like that, you know, like except yeah, it'd be on Teferi, so like yeah, while we're waiting for this to go ahead, I don't know. This is the card. So 2 and a blue, instant, exile target non-land permanent. For as long as it remains exiled, its owner may cast it without paying its mana cost. I think that on a creature that's like that cost, but it's got flash and it's like a 1/2, that would be really cool. Because that would be like Teferi doing the whole phasing thing, except it's on a creature and it's not too expensive. I would make it 1 blue though. I would definitely make it harder on the blue cost, but not a spell queller type effect, no. And the reason I say that is because that would then mean that that effect and spell queller would be, and 3 mana Teferi would be legal in the format, and Teferi and spell queller are already gross enough as it is, to the point that it's so unfun that I think it should actually force some sort of errata or ban in basically every format. It's so gross. Okay, so they just passed their turn to me. That was weird. Okay. Yeah, see, this is the thing. Like, things sound great, and then you realize that shitty cards are ruined formats. Like, but the cards that we're talking about are cool. But the other cards that we're talking about, for example, 3 mana Teferi, ruining the format. You know. One of the main reasons that I hate Teferi is that like stuff like that can't exist in the format without it being broken, which is super unfun. There is a chance my opponent actually just passed because I was supposed to in the last game be on the play, possibly, or they just F6 by mistake. I don't know. Also can't remember if I was supposed to be on the play or not. Anyway, honestly, I think I just want a Lumitard field here. Let's make this awkward for them. Because I want to get this down, because the only card that will beat us here is, like I said, that one that what you call it? Gives all our creatures -1/-1. That would suck. That would kill off all our tokens and stuff. So I think I'd rather sneak a Lumitard field, which is a unique effect in our deck, in under a counterspell, rather than just something random like Thraben Inspector and looting or something, you know. Alright, no blind flip, let's go. No. No flip. No flip. Ah, flip. Flip it anyway. And would you believe it? The card that they revealed. The card that they revealed. What a read. What an absolute read on them. Gotcha. Gotcha. Your card's now Garbo. You basically should cycle it. Depending on what I draw here, I might just be cracking a clue, but yeah. To be fair, I wouldn't have had that read if I didn't play this deck recently. I'm not that good. Okay, so what I can see here now is I can see me cycling an Ash Barrens, getting, yeah, I think I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to cycle an Ash Barrens, get a mountain, play a mountain, bolt this, play Trabes. I'm just beating them on game actions at this point, I think. I'll play Thraben Inspector first because that might matter. Don't have a Force Spike or a Dispel or a Spell Pierce. Usually they run 1 Spell Pierce. They have 3 Dispel on the sideboard, but honestly I wouldn't really bring it in unless it was against, oh, I like it, unless it was against like a blue base deck, usually. Sometimes burn, but a lot of our cards here are sorcery, so I figured Dispel would be pretty alright. The fact that they're brainstorming now and instead of at some point where they definitely have a fetch runs the risk of them getting brainstorm locked. Now this to me tells me that they are desperate to try and get out from under this as quick as possible, but or try to mitigate the advantage that we're gaining here. But I think that with the Lumathread field, into Delver revealing Suffocating Fumes is I think that was a nice 1-2 punch that the opponent wasn't prepared for, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think I would sooner crack these clues than activate or than cast Fateless Looting, I think. But because Fateless Looting loses its power when you are low on cards, and we're kind of running low on cards now. Like, if we were to cast it next turn, we will have 3 cards in hand at the time, and we'll end up going down to like 2. So yeah, Aggro balls, that's fine. The old balls auger. There he is now. There's himself. You know what I'd like to see actually move to, like, see some sort of effect that's moved to common, is I would love to see like an effect that allows creatures to assign power or assign damage equal to their toughness rather than their power, because maybe it'd be too good, but like the walls combo and stuff would be pretty good with that. Yeah, maybe it's actually too good. Let's crack a clue. I was like, the only thing I don't want to draw there, by the way, I'm tapping, is a Thraben Inspector, and I don't think I will because I already have 2. What a dumb move. Okay, so what else? I'm gonna float a blue. I'm gonna Boros Garrison, return Mountain, then activate Fateless Looting, because worst comes to worst, I can get rid of 2 lands. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm actually going to just get rid of 2 lands here. Yeah. I think it will be very, very good. Yes, I think this is the thing. It runs the risk of being too good because you have Defender Tribal already. You have the Walls combo deck. But if you have it so that it just says creatures can assign damage using their toughness rather than their power, and nothing about can attack without Defender, then you might actually be okay. You might actually be fine. It'd be good for sure, but honestly, I think that'd be kind of cool. I think that's something that if it was printed a common, I'd be like, I wouldn't bat an eye at it. Like, I'd be like, that's a cool, strong ability, but it's not unbelievable. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think it might be something that'd be cool to drop. One thing that I'm looking forward to is Black getting a little bit of love and Pauper, to be honest. Black, like I said, like mono black control and stuff, generally not seeing a whole lot of play or a lot of great results, mostly because it's just a little lackluster in comparison to other colors, you know. Like white, you've got Battle Screech, you've got Guardian of the Guild Pact, you've got Thraben Inspector. These are all great cards, and black does have that too, but it's not quite at the same level. Like, you have like Phyrexian Rager and Chittering Rats and stuff, and that's good, and you've got Gary, but ultimately, like, Gary, you shouldn't even really put Gary into the conversation because Counterspell is legal, so 5 drops are kind of terrible for the most part. So you need like better like 2, 3, 4 drops, which I don't think black has at the moment. But Gavin Verhey did show up in the Pauper Discord there a little while ago and said, look, let us know what you want to see. And some of us did tell him about, like, we want to see more of these kind of things, these kind of effects and things. So yeah, it'd be cool if we got to see some more fun stuff like that, I think. I'm gonna actually just like tap everything out now because I want to yeah, I can now flashback using just these, which is nice. Which allows me to attack with these. The reason I'm doing a pre-combat as well is because I want to see if they want to try and counter anything rather than actually impact what's currently on the board. So, yeah. And I also want to do this before combat as well, because again, because Battle Screech is a sorcery, it means that if we were to go to combat and attack with these two, and then while we're in combat they kill one of these, we then don't get to cast it again. So I think that was the right thing to do. Just do it all I wanted to attack with these. I will right click and oh, what is with Moto? That one annoyed me. That one annoyed me. Now it is worth pointing out that that suffocating fumes does in fact act as a fog here, because everything is 1 power. So it's not a dead card, but it is just turned into a 3-mana fog. So that's as good as it'll be, basically, which I'm fine with personally. But let's have a look. What are they gonna do? I don't know if this is a turn where I need to get Guardian of the Guild Pact out. I think I just want to... They've tapped low. They've tapped real low, and I'm kind of on board with that. Oh, they've tapped out. This is telling me that their hand doesn't do anything with what's on board. What they could be doing is they could potentially have 2 suffocating fumes, and they could be digging for lands, because they haven't made the land drop this turn yet, and they are digging. What did they do? They put 2 cards on top and then immediately played a land. That's what I think they're doing. That's what I think they're doing. So I need to be prepared for that. There is a chance that I lose this based on what I've seen so far. Very real chance. Okay, so let's crack a clue. If this is a... No, that's not what I was looking for, but that'll do fine. Alright, let's go to combat. I guess 4 in the air. Yeah, I feel like this is what they've been lining up for. They've been firing off a lot of brainstorms and that kind of thing. The Grandma Angler now blocks up the ground a little bit, but not too bad. I feel like they wouldn't have Force Spike in the deck. Normally only Mono Blue has that, so I feel like it was safe to play the Guardian there. They're gonna have a hard time getting rid of this Guardian, but I do feel like they could very well untap. If they play a land here, that's the card that they topped, and that might be bad. If it's not, my guess is it's another Suffocating Fumes. But we'll see. They could have also topped a Preordain, because that'll allow them to see more cards. It's an awkward one. It's an awkward one for sure. Again, wouldn't surprise me if we get hit with 2 Suffocating Fumes. Oh my. Okay, so they topped 2 and then Brainstorm. Okay. Topping 2 and then brainstorming seems like if their hand is garbage and they had a brainstorm and a fetch on top, I'd be like, oh, I'll keep it and I'll draw the brainstorm, but they just played an island, so unless they have an Ash Barrens, they're brainstorm locking themselves, unless they're okay with it because the cards are real good. My opponent hasn't been playing stupidly, but I don't feel like I'm particularly concerned about a whole lot right now. They could have Echoing Decay. It's about the only thing I'm really concerned about. Another Angler. An Angler's decent, to be fair. An Angler is decent. What would be decent off the top here is Rally the Peasants would win the game. Rally the Peasants win the game. Funny enough, this does not race this. Which is very funny indeed. Instead, Rally the Peasants? No. Ah, well. Okay, well, we can still get it. We can still get it. Let's see what we get. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, combat time. In. Now this will put them to 7, meaning that if they attack with everything, they could feign a block, or they could feign a combat one time, because of the one suffocating fumes that we know they have, unless they brainstormed it away, in which case they're off that plan entirely, which may be correct, but maybe not. So I need to ask myself, is it worth it to play and flashback Battle Screech again now? And honestly, I think it's worth the risk. We're an aggro deck, we gotta make them have it. If they don't have it, they're borked. So let's make it happen. Okie dokie. Let's go. That may have been an overextension, but we'll see. We'll see. It's hard to play Battle Screech on the front half and then not play it on the back half as well, because if your board gets wiped, then your back half means nothing. So it's usually correct to play both sides in one go. But we'll see. Now attacks means they're in trouble. Attacks could mean that, well, look, I'm dead anyway, so they could have the double suffocating fumes. And honestly, I'm willing to block with the... Wait. Why did you not let me block? Did I miss that? I really don't think I missed that. What the hell? Did it just skip by? They have them. They have them. Yep. Yep. This'll do it. This'll do it. This should be game over if they have a double. Which they won't fire off one of these if they don't have a second. Yeah, they found it. Yep, that's okay. That's okay. We keep enough on board though, so we might be alright. That should... Whoa, that's real good. We can flashback looting and see if we can get anything that will help us end the game quicker. I'm going to pitch Windscar Crag and Plains. Then I'm going to play Guardian. It's always Guardian. If in doubt, Guardian. Now my thoughts here is that if I don't attack, I can multi-block one of the anglers. But playing defensive, not my game plan here. These Guardians have been clutch so far. Very much clutch. And like I said, Lumitard Field meant that they had to use 2 of their sweepers in order to clear the board, and I had to do it on the same turn, and it didn't clear the board. So that was worth getting down early. Yeah, I'm fine with this. This card, great card. Very good card. Combat, bop on in, yeah. All right. Our opponent will have to have multiple removal spells here. Because if we attack with everything here, this is 2, 4. This is unblockable. And then that's 6. So they have an agonizing remorse. That's what it tells me, but this will hopefully deal with that. Swing in. Screw it, let's go. It's probably wrong. I should have held one back, but whatever. Whatever. Let's try it. Oh boy. Come on, opponent. What you got? What you got? They have something, but whether they're going to do anything with it or not. Yeah, there's the agonizing warp, or agonizing warp, agony warp. Yeah, let's counter target blue spell. Does that do it? Does that do it? You have to have another removal spell and then chump with the Delver. They can have another Suffocating Fumes, but as far as I know, they've only got 2 in the 75. So, yeah. Nice one. Nice one. Alright, I think we can fit one more in. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Yeah, this deck is out of all the Boros or white based builds in the format, this is probably my favorite one. It's pretty good. This deck doesn't do, or this hand doesn't do a whole lot, sorry, my mistake. I'll keep it for science, but I think it might be slightly not good enough. But if this is burn or red deck wins, we might be okay. Riftbolt, it's burn. Alright. This hand might be actually really good against that, but we'll see. Electrickery, bad card. Okay, cool. Let's see how we do. Alright, that's gonna go face, obviously. We're gonna go to 18. Kill the Marauders. Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay. Yeah, so they're a little more permanent base than the usual burn. Old burn used to run those instead of Thermo Alchemist before it was printed. So we might be looking at an interesting one here. They're gonna have to use probably a burn spell on Oh, to be honest, I think Squadron Hawk is the right run here now because we can block here and make this terrible. Squadron Hawk's ability, yes, indeed. I'll only get one because I only need one. Our best friend here is Prismatic Strands. Just on their upkeep. In your upkeep, prevent all damage from red. Because they're mono red. So burn is very, very, very good in this format though. It's very fun. It feels closer to Legacy Burn than any other kind of thing. They're running Shock though? I'd run a million cards before I'd run a Shock, but however. Oh, this is very much red deck wins. Okay. Okay. I'm getting booped for 5. Sure, yeah. Still not convinced by the Shock. They should be just other bolts. Very weird. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I think I want to play another squaddy. Get another one. Pass a turn. And then I think we're kind of fine. I was never around for its time in Standard, but Squadron Hawk feels pretty good. Feels pretty good, not gonna lie. If they have many 1-toughness creatures like Rimrock Knight, I'm gonna have a good time here. What are they doing? Oh, Heartfire! Wow! Alright. Alright. Not something I expected. That'll send me to 8. And then I take 1 from it leaving, so 7. I'm down to 7. Sure, yeah. Their deck is weird as hell. So do I want to battle Screech and do some flashing back, or do I want to play Windscar Crag and then hopefully next turn I can have Secret of the Way with the Prismatic Strands as backup? I think that's better as a later game plan. I think I want to hold up Prismatic Strands this turn. I think that's what I actually want to do. And I'm gonna start chipping in, because at least this way, if all they do is just play Rimrock Knight, then I can just use Electrickery, and then next turn I can start fanning out. But yeah, I don't know, it's weird. I think this is what I want to do. Thermo Alchemist, that's a concern. That is a concern. So I think what I need to do here is play Seeker of the Way. Hold up Prismatic Strands. Secret of the Way is what's going to keep us alive long enough to see the next game. Hopefully. Hopefully. Sure. Shock my face. I'm going to Prismatic Strands now. I know it's not ideal, because I could just have another removal spell for Seeker, and then I'm in big trouble. But there's not much else I can really do. They should probably not cast any more spells. Ginger Brute. Nice. Alright. This coming turn is going to be fun. A lot of fun. Awful lot of fun. Mountain. Battle Screech. Get some prowess triggers. Flashback, Prismatic Strands by tapping my Squadron Hawk. Yeah. Being able to flash it back for 0 mana is sweet. The fact that I'll also Pro Red, I'll also still be able to play Squadron Hawk and flashback Battle Screech from the bin is, yeah, it's very nice too. Very, very nice. Damage is now prevented. I now play a Squadron Hawk. I'll now go get the remaining Squadron Hawks. The Squaddies. Squaddy Burbs. Yes. Just one by the looks of it. Yeah. Now I can flash this back by tapping. Put these on the stack. I have no cards left in hand. I'm gonna have to draw like an absolute machine to get out of this one. But it's doable. It's definitely doable. Combat. Let me morph you for 5. And then I'll gain 5 and go to 11. And then undo. I have basically time walked them like twice now. This is why when this deck is good, burn is quite bad. Because it doesn't. Opponent damage is still prevented this turn. I don't know why they did. Maybe it was to send a message. Who knows? Send a message. That's terrifying, and that's absolutely one of the ways in which they can get back into this. But honestly, I think they might just like potentially die this turn or next turn. Okay, I can play a Thraben Inspector. And then can't wait to jump on Mythics tomorrow. Pretty much together, yeah. Welcome along, bud. I'm going to... Do I want to do that? No, I don't. Battle Screech. I'll move this Exile Zone over. It's a pain in the ass. This is probably going to close. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, because this just gets mahoosive. Alright, so what we want is some life gain. So let's add some lone missionaries. Honestly, we're kind of pretty good against this deck. So I would like 4 Prismatic Strands, but we don't have that. That's not a big deal. Not mad on the Palace Sentinels, to be perfectly honest. Not the kind of thing we're doing. This is Pauper Takeda, and we're playing one of the better decks. This being Boros Bully, one of the better aggro decks in the format. Well, it's more aggressively slanted mid-range, so a lot of choices and decisions and stuff. Using Fateless Looting to gain some incremental advantage, using the likes of Battle Screech, Prismatic Strands, and Rally the Peasants. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can have powerful cards like that. It's always payoffs. that make formats broken. It's always payoffs, and Pauper's a perfect example of that. Like, you don't have powerful payoffs here, but the format's class for the most part. Well, I doubt they'll have electricity. Maybe they will. Maybe I'll bring it in. What'll I take out though? I don't think I need electricity myself. Don't finish spelling that. Just leave it at T-R-Ho. There you go. Yeah, there it is. That's the thing. That's them there right there. I think Oblivion Ring's too slow, I think, in my opinion. This is gonna get us winning quicker. Yeah, let's go with that. T-O-O-N. Honestly, if they were to just pull Tron directly out in some form, however they do it, I would not stop playing this format, like, ever. It's so good. Okay, so we know what we're against, and we don't have any hoser cards here. This is a toughie, because this kills their 2 first threats, and this floods the board. I think we keep it, but it's real close. If one of these lands was a Thraven Inspector or something, I'd be like, absolutely, best hand going. But yeah, not so much. All right, this is gonna be Mountain Go for me too, opponent. Mountain Go. If they end step bolt me or something here, I'm gonna. It's gonna give away that they have a pretty weak hand. That they're using their first turn to do a bolt or something, but we'll see. If they start leaning into, which they shouldn't, if they start leaning into doing things like playing out creatures, like if they bring in Firebrand Archers and stuff, I'm gonna be pretty happy. Which is really not what they should be doing here. I'm just gonna play planes. I'm just gonna play this chill, nice and slow. I'm pain in my shoulder though. That's not great. Whoa. They turned into burn control? Like, what's going on here? They've got 3 lands and no spells cast. It's turn 3 and burn isn't winning. I don't understand. I think here I'm fine to just Boros Garrison bounce the plains, hold up the mountain for a bolt. And then when I go to discard, I think I'm going to pitch the looting. Actually, no, I'm going to pitch the mountain. Thermalchemist. Before you have the opportunity to do anything with that thing. Alright, so we have access to 4 mana. Yeah, I can see me screeching. It's not amazing, but like, oh, cool. They just based everything off of their 1 Thermal Alchemist and hoped that it survived. That was a terrible idea. If you ever play Burn, don't rely on your creatures when you're against a removal heavy deck. It seems like a very bad idea. Alright. What do we learn about the deck? It's great. It's really, really good. It's pretty effective against Delver strategies because it's nice and aggressive. Everything is pretty low on the curve. And even if they counter some of the key spells like Battle Screech or Rally the Peasants, they're screwed either way because you can just flash them back. So yeah, this was good. This was fun. If I was to be playing in a Pauper event right now, I would probably consider this. I would consider this as one of the better decks to go with. A lot of people are going with Delver right now, which means that they're weak to a strategy like this. So yeah, this would be what I would do. What I would watch out for is people trying to next level you and bring Tron, even though Tron is weak against Delver. If people think that people are gonna start attacking against Delver, then Tron's a pretty good direction to go. So we'll be careful with that. Tron would probably, this is a little better against Tron than the average Boros deck, but Yeah, the sideboard, I felt like it was a little off, but I'm not 100% sure how. It felt weird not having any graveyard hate at all, but graveyard's not really being used. Yeah, I think it's actually fine. I've just got my old traditional head on, you know, where I'm like, oh, the sideboard needs to have graveyard hate and it needs to have the blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah, blah. Like, not necessarily, you know, like just put in cards that it needs in certain matchups, you know, like against a lot of decks, we had to sideboard very little, to be honest. It's just a well-oiled machine, you know. We might just need to go down a little bit of removal, or, you know, go down like usually I pull out the Palace Sentinels because there are a lot of matchups where you don't want to risk your opponent getting the Monarch and then running away with the game as a result of your own plays, which feels real bad. But yeah, there are some lists that actually just don't run Palace Sentinels at all. You know, they'll run like, you know, 4 Prismatic Strands and then maybe like another Guardian of the Guild Pact or something. But yeah, it's real fun, it's real good. I would recommend this as a Pauper deck at the moment. This is a great one because it's very easy to pick up and just like bring to a tournament, or play online or whatever at this point, you know, quarantine and all that. Do pretty well. But the depth of learning to this deck is huge. As with all mid-range based decks, you know, there are a ton of decision lines. Some of them are very weird and some of them are very, very obscure, you know, that you wouldn't immediately pick up. So I would run this. I would absolutely run this. Online, it is currently, let me figure it out for you. Now. The online price, this is one of the more expensive ones online for a couple of reasons. This is more expensive online than it is in paper. One of the reasons for that is, let's just zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so online we are looking at 83 ticks, but in paper it's 40 ticks. Why is that? Well, let's have a look. Online, Palace Sentinels are expensive, very expensive. They just are very expensive. Also, Red Elemental Blast is so much cheaper than Pyroblast. So you can swap those around and stuff. This is actually the list that I ran today. This one here, which I'll just load up. This is the one that I ran today. It was a little bit cheaper again. This was 66 ticks. Only running 2 Palace Sentinels and only 1 Pyroblast. I was running Red Elemental Blasts instead. And then yeah, Prismatic Strands is a little bit expensive. This one specifically for some reason, because it's, you know, it's an older printing. But if you look at one of the newer printings, let's go to, where is it? Yeah, Commander 19 one, with the, in my opinion, the nicer art. This one here, this is not even 1 tick online. So if you can buy those, then happy days, you know. But that is it really. Would I change much? No. No, it's been, with the exception of the change of a couple of sideboard cards here and there, this pretty much has not changed since it came into the format about, I would say, about 6 months ago. In this iteration anyway. I would definitely keep this deck as is, run it as is, and do well as is. Yeah, if you can't decide between playing an aggro deck or a mid-range deck, go with this. It also would like to point out, if you were looking at some of the other decks, like there's like I said, the Mardu aggro decks. Now they say it's Mardu, but like it's barely Mardu, to be perfectly honest. It runs 1 Reaping the Graves, and I don't think that's even necessary per se. But yeah, it runs the Traben Inspector and Palace Sentinels, but it also has Core Skyfisher in order to bounce and replay Prophetic Prisms and stuff in order to draw through your deck and get what you need and recur value like that. And it does that by using Glint Hawk and Skyfisher. A lot of the rest is very similar. They've Galvanic Blast, and they use some artifact lands to help up the artifact count. Personally, I'm down on this version. Gorilla Shaman is a card in the format that exists. That's 1 red mana, and basically if you pay 1, you can blow up their artifact land. I don't want to open myself to mana problems with something like that, so I wouldn't play this version personally. But to change from the other version to this version, if this version becomes better at any point, is really cheap. really, really cheap. You know, you just pick up some Skyfishers, some Galv Blasts, Prisms. That's about it. You know, so that is that anyway. And that is going to be it from myself for the evening. Thank you everybody for coming along. If you're not yet following me on Twitter, jump over there. You'll find a pinned tweet there as well, where you will be able to go to my link tree, where you can see my YouTube channel, my Patreon, my coffee, my donation links, all sorts of stuff there, if you want to follow or support me in any way. And that is it from myself. Everybody, take it easy. I will see you on Friday, but until then, stay safe, wash your hands, and keep on janking.